the clapback with Julie Roginsky. Social media has moved the needle on countless important issues. Just look at this weekend's Women's March. It all started with a Facebook post, but the internet has also been a means for some nasty trolling and even nastier comments. So haters may hate, but this nasty woman claps back. And speaking of the Women's March, I tweeted about the massive turnout, but Barry was not concerned with that. He kindly suggested, quote, "Who cares? Take some Pamprin, grab some bonbons, and turn on a chick flick. Do you women just don't get it? Trump is president." Well, Barry, in between taking some pain medication for cramps and eating my Godiva chocolate and watching some Hugh Grant movies and crying over countless chick flicks, I thought about a few things, and one of them was, you're exactly the reason why women are marching. It's people like you little Neanderthal who live in, I don't know what, the 17th century, who think that women want to sit around eating bonbons and don't really care about our political process. Thank you so much for making all of us understand why 3 million women across the country and on all 7 continents marched last weekend. And speaking of misconceptions about women, I tweeted about an investigation into President Trump's claim that millions of undocumented immigrants voted illegally. And Jim avoided the entire issue at hand and asked, quote, "Julie, do you sit around all day coming up with more reasons to be angry and bitter? What's wrong with you?" Well, Jim, I'll tell you what's wrong with me. What's wrong with me is I'm a little upset that our president, who was duly elected, is so insecure that he can't stand the fact that he lost the popular vote and therefore has to invalidate his own election, which he lost. By the way, we all understand what this is. It's a pretext to put in yet more voter suppression laws that are going to prevent and make it harder for poor people and minorities to vote. But it's okay, Barry. There's no reason to be bitter or sit around and say anything. Finally, the president doubled down on his claims about voter fraud, tweeting about an investigation into it, to which I replied, "Our taxpayer dollars will be spent in an investigation that will purely serve as a pretext to prevent more citizens from voting legally." And Jay simply told me to pipe down, bimbo. Your side lost. All right, JC, I'll pipe down the same way I'm sure you piped down when your side lost for the last 8 years. I'm sure you sat back and praised Barack Obama because, after all, the people had spoken and your political opinion didn't matter, even if it wasn't part of the majority. JC also proving women's marches and women speaking out are more important than ever. So I'm going to grab these chocolates like Barry suggested them and fuel them to continue standing up and clapping back. And by the way, Barry, take this bonbon and shove it up your bun-bun. I'm Julie Roginsky with Fox News.